final thoughts about Brady.
Oh,
okay,
man.
Brady retired. Okay, were you surprised when he retired?
Not really.
Yeah.
But to me, I think it's good that he did when he did. I hate to see when guys even switching teams. I mean, obviously he won another one, but when they just kind of fade off because they suck. I think that's a shitty way to go for a guy like that. Same with Joe Montana or Favre or whatever. It's like when you see guys who are that good for that long, and he's, I think, the epitome of that. I think it's better that he left when he was kind of still on top.
Yeah. Charlemagne the God called him the greatest athlete of all time. Charlemagne the God called him the great, like meaning better than Michael.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wouldn't call him the greatest athlete of all time. He's definitely the greatest winner
22-inch
of all
vertical
time.
leap.
I would say he's the most successful football
The
player
greatest
of all
football
time.
player of all time. But here's what makes me a little upset here. Imagine if Michael Jordan retired, which he did briefly, and then he did it again, and then he came back to the Washington Wizards. Let's just say he won a championship with the Wizards. Let's just say Michael Jordan, after everything he did with the Bulls, and then he retired, and all he did was thank the Wizards and the great organization they had. He was there for 2 years. He was there to the other team, the Patriots, for 20 years, and all he did was thank the Wizards. You'd be saying, dude, what are you talking about? You were a Chicago Bull through and through. Legend. And that's the way I look at Tom Brady. Dude, congratulations. You're the man. You took Tampa Bay, that was nothing franchise for decades, and then you took him to Super. Awesome. But let's not forget, you're a Patriot. So obviously he's a little salty from his exit, whether that's Bob Kraft, whether that's a Belichick thing. He's a little salty about that. But I do think that Bill Belichick had a very classy tweet or a memo that he put out about Brady.
I have a perspective on this. Here's what my perspective is. So let me ask you a question. So imagine you're Brady, okay? Mm-hmm. And you are making your mind whether you're going to retire or not. You talk to your wife, you talk to your kids, and you say, you know what? I wake up in the morning, I'm retiring, okay? Tell me the first 5 phone calls you make before you're going to go public. Give me the first 5 phone calls you make.
Other than your family, you're saying?
No, you're not even family. You can't tell everybody. It's wife and
to me, it's
immediate.
Yeah.
Give me the 5 phone calls.
I know where you're going with this. It needs to be the organization you're retiring from first.
Okay, so perfect. So can we say he probably is going to talk to Bruce Arians,
Bruce
right?
Arians, yeah.
And then after
the
Bruce,
coach, you're
who
saying.
else? Yeah,
Malcolm Gladwell, isn't that the owner? Not Malcolm Gladwell.
Malcolm Gladwell's an author. He doesn't have that kind of money.
The Gladwell family, I believe they own the Malcolm Gladwell.
So you got the coach. Who else is going to call? Do you think he's going to call anybody from the Patriots organization?
No, he's not going to alert them at all.
So you don't think he calls anybody? You don't think he has a good relationship with Krause, where he calls him and say, "Hey Jerry, listen, I was with you for 20 years."
Not Jerry Krause. You're talking about.
I'm not Jerry Krause. I'm talking Robert Kraft.
Robert Kraft.
You don't think he's going to call Robert Kraft and say, "Hey, here's where I'm at." You don't think he's going to make a phone call like that? He's definitely not going to call Bill. We know he's not going to call Bill.
He's not going to call. Well, isn't it Bob Kraft that decided not to re-sign him 2 years ago in 2019? I don't know who it was, but is that Belichick is the GM?
I think he called a few people.
Okay.
And I'm thinking one of the people he called is from New England Patriots. Somebody leaked the information to the news. Everybody he called and he says, "Tell me you didn't say it." He believed 4 people. The one person that did say it, he was so annoyed that he says, "I'm going to snub you for my recognition. Screw you guys." I think people like that are so sensitive to respecting them sharing private information with you that if you cross it, they cross you. I think it was that simple. I don't think it was.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, I don't.
Something happened. Yeah. Whether it was
because he didn't like the fact that people leaked it. He wanted to be the one to do it.
Well, it wasn't official for like 72 hours.
But I guarantee you, it was official. I guarantee you, it was official for 96 hours.
Didn't he put something on social media about it? And before his team knew.
He said in the interview. No, he never did. He never did. He said in the interview, "I'm going to talk about it and see what I'm going to be doing, and I'll get back to you guys after he lost." But put up Belichick's deal. Is Belichick's deal here for me to read, or is it up there? Is it on page?
He did in his Instagram post. He thanked the obviously Tampa Bay. Everything we just said. He had one reference to the Patriots. Did you see it? He had one reference to the Patriots.
What was that?
He had a picture of him
he
beating
did that
the Patriots.
Yeah,
beating the Patriots as a Tampa Bay Buck this year. So there was a subtle.
So go down,
hand right there.
Go down. I want to read. Here's what Belichick said. Can you make it a little bigger so I can see it? I am privileged to have drafted. That's a statement, meaning I picked you, I am privileged to have drafted and coached Tom Brady, the ultimate competitor and winner. Tom's humble beginning in professional football ultimately ended with him becoming the best player in NFL history. Tom consistently performed at the highest level against competition that always made him to number one player to stop. His pursuit of excellence was inspirational. Tom was professional on and off the field and carried himself with with class, integrity, and kindness. I thank Tom. What a powerful word. I thank Tom for his relentless pursuit of excellence and positive impact on me. That's a pretty humble statement right there. I thank Tom for his relentless pursuit of excellence and positive impact on me and the New England Patriots for 20 years. Good for you.
How do you process that, though? Because you sounded a little sarcastic about
which one?
About Belichick.
No. When I said I drafted, meaning, don't forget, I risked everything on you because I believed in you 199. 198 people did not. I picked you. I believed in you. Never forget that when you were nobody. And I chose, when Drew Bledsoe, when you got a hit and your knee was gone and you were dropped and we benched you second half, Drew Bledsoe came and won that game and took us to the Super Bowl. And I had 2 weeks to decide. And everybody from Willie McGinnis, everybody said Belichick's going to choose Drew Bledsoe as a starting quarterback after having signed a $100 million contract. I made the announcement publicly and I said, Tom Brady will start the Super Bowl. And Bledsoe in an interview was devastated. And he says every player, quarterback, looks for this position to be in to go into the Super Bowl. But it is what it is. And you can see the interview with Bledsoe, how tough it was for him. Belichick chose Brady. Now imagine if he doesn't. You just can't, you have to know that there is some value there, man. That's the only thing I'm saying. Belichick is trying to say, listen, I took a chance on you, okay? And listen, without your drive, there's no way we went 6. But still, somebody had to pick you, even though nobody believed in you at that time, and I picked you as a starter. I think it's a beautiful thing. Listen, to me, I think Brady, when people talk about Brady versus Jordan, greatest athlete, it makes no sense. I mean, the guy's got a vertical leap of a 6-year-old. He's not going to be able to jump that high. Okay, he runs the 0 to 40-yard dash in like 5 seconds, right?
Yeah,
so,
not a good look.
But it's not an athlete. But I'm going to tell you something here. When they took the heart of the one horse that not Seabiscuit, no, it's one of the recent ones. They took the heart and they saw he was in the 99.6 percentile.
Right, the horse. He wasn't the biggest. He wasn't the fastest. He wasn't the strongest horse.
With a P. The name is with a P horse. Just go to the top Kentucky Derby winners.
Secretariat.
Not Secretariat. No, it's another one. What's the horse's name, Kai? Go to horse winning. Not Secretariat. Go to horse winning Kentucky Derby. Winning Kentucky Derby. The names. I'll tell you exactly what it is. Somebody probably putting it down here right now what the name is. But anyways, when they talked about this horse, they said the guy had a heart, a massive heart that was going to win. Just go to all of them, buddy. I don't know why just go to all of them. We'll figure out who the name is in a minute here. Anyways, the point is, this guy's got a heart of a champion. American Pharaoh is who it is. American Pharaoh. He was not the biggest. He was not the he was not the fastest, not the strongest, not the biggest. He didn't look impressive. But when they measured his heart, they bought him for like $5,000. You know that horse was bought for like $5,000 or $15,000. You know his stud fee alone is $300,000 per stud fee. Okay, so that was on Brady, but somebody believed in him, and credit goes to both of them. And the league will miss him. Although I think the NFL is right now stacked with a lot of great talent that's going to take this league.
For sure.
Make it exciting for another decade.
I just hope that he does not go away, meaning I hope he does what Peyton Manning has done, and even Drew Brees and the legends, and just still be a part of the game.
But he'll do it his way. He'll do it his way.
As he should.
He's not going to do it like the other guys.
To me, I don't see him playing as big a role as those guys. Just his personality isn't really that type of commentator, analyst.
Yeah.
Like he's just not that dude, But I agree. I hope he does. Is
there a bigger stud in the world than Tom Brady?
I was going to say, I didn't make my point. I'd say he's the greatest athlete of all time. He's the greatest winner of all time.
Yeah.
The greatest winner of all time. Listen, when you play against somebody else, Michael Jordan, you play finals. You could have a bad day. The Knicks could beat you first game when he played against the Knicks in the playoffs. That means he would have been out of the playoffs if it's only one game. But this guy, you have one game and you win 7 out of 10? 7 out of 10,
yeah.
That's insane to do that.
And the argument is always from the Giants fans. Eli beat him twice.
Yeah. Did you see what Eli said? Eli said, I just want to sit there and say, I think I'm uniquely qualified because I watched you win when I was in college in Super Bowl. Then I played against you and I watched you win when I was in the league. Then I watched you win a Super Bowl after I retired. And he used the words. He says, you were gracious enough to let me win 2.
Right. Correct. Yeah. No doubt. His biggest foils were the Manning guys. He had to go through Peyton Manning every year, and Peyton Manning had to go through him. And the 2 Super Bowls that he lost, other than Philly, was to Eli Manning. And people had to literally catch balls on top of their helmet in order to beat Tom Brady.
You had me
Respect
at catch
to the
balls,
GOAT.
Adam.
You had me at catch balls. Yeah. Well,
So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.